BBC Sport presenter Gabby Logan was left in tears during a recent episode of her podcast when she spoke about an empty nest after daughter Lois went away to university. BBC Sport presenter Gabby Logan was labelled weird by her husband Kenny after she revealed a recent incident that left her in tears. She had previously become emotional on her podcast when discussing her empty nest after her 19-year-old daughter Lois went off to university. Meanwhile, Gabby's son Ruben, also 19, is a professional rugby player with Northampton Saints and is often away from home. It led to Gabby welling up recently when she drove past a local school. On a festive episode of her Midpoint podcast, where she was joined by her family, Gabby shared, "I was driving up the area we live in and there's a grammar school near us and they obviously finished with a half day and the bus unloaded and all these boys with their black puffer jackets all got off, about 14, 15, and I found myself filling up a bit." Kenny responded by saying, "That's weird. You were driving along and a whole lot of boys got off a bus and you started crying." Kenny explained he believes children need to be able to fly and leave the nest with enthusiasm rather than feeling as though they are going to be missed by their parents. Gabby said she teared up because the moment prompted her to reminisce about Lois and Ruben finishing school for the term. She continued, "I was remembering you guys, Lois and Ruben, being at school, having the end-of-term feeling and that lovely feeling when you're a teenager and you finish school and having you to ourselves for a few weeks and not having the routine of school. When you're a parent and you have kids at school, you are then in a routine that you didn't necessarily choose. You are in a routine that the state has decided they want you to be in. Christmas in particular, the kids are absolutely shattered and you have time to smother them. And I kind of took myself back to that period." Kenny admitted he also missed the days when the children were younger, instead sharing funky pictures in the family WhatsApp group. Lois, however, says she was concerned about her dad after the pair bonded during her gap year at home. She mentioned, "I was worried about you, Dad, a little bit. You were emotional when Ruben went off and he was coming home every weekend and we spent a lot of time together on my gap year because you were carting me all over the country with the horses and I was worried you were going to feel a little bit lost. A lot of that year we were doing stuff, but it was nice to know that you guys were still married.